Good morning, everybody. Welcome to video 1 for Wednesday morning. We have a lot to cover, but first I want to correct something, so listen up. To start with, you guys know that if I ever make a mistake, I'm the first to admit it. So instead of M16, it's MI6. It looked like a 16 to me, but apparently it's MI6, so I apologize for the mispronunciation. Also, the woman in the picture above, I had the wrong paper in my hand. So I apologize. There's so much going on. The woman above is not the First Lady of Nigeria. She's the Director General of the World Health Organization. And she's the one that was on the stage with Meghan Markle. But still, I still find it pretty cool that she has a picture of William and Catherine in her office, and yet no picture of Meghan and Harry, even though she was actually with Meghan at that ridiculous thing where Meghan was wearing the red slip dress in Nigeria. All right, now let's move on. We're going back to Scam Jam Gate. People are saying that Meghan is trying to, push products, and she's not focusing on the royal family as Catherine is trying to return to public life. Let's be honest. They're saying that Meghan put herself in the doghouse instead. Remember, she's a feminist. She's supposed to be working for women. It's always for women. And yet she did not have one kind word to say about Catherine, as she's been out for cancer. The classy thing to do would have been to send a very public message to Catherine and to Charles saying, all the best for Trooping the Color. I hope it goes well. Good for you. Way to go. Glad to see you up and moving and going. But no, she just did her usual thing, which is to try to take the attention away from the royal family at every event. As I have said in a previous video, I believe that Nacho is now Meghan's bitch boy, because he would never have put those products up just hours before Trooping the Color unless Meghan told him to do that. If anything, it shows that Nacho is as small-minded, petty, and mean as Harry and Meghan are. I mean, oh my goodness. So, you know what I get from this? First of all, people are saying it's raspberry because she's blowing raspberries at Catherine, and she used gauze on the top because it was a rush job. You know what I see when I look at this? To me, it looks like it's only fit for animal consumption. Why would you take a picture of jam next to a dog? Unless you intend on giving it to the dog. I don't get it. It's, Einstein's definition of madness is doing the same thing time and time again and expecting different results. Time and time again, Meghan rubs people the wrong way and then whines that people hate her and that they have an agenda, and she just doesn't get it. We all know that this was catty and unnecessary. Now, it was inevitable that there was going to be backlash. There was backlash. So what does Meghan do? She sends out her friends, these unnamed sources. Remember, she had always said that she and Harry were only going to be dealing with, if they had a statement to put out, it would come from Archewell or it would come from them, not unnamed sources. But here we go. An unnamed source says that while I'm sure the gift package came with notes requesting social media coverage, you can't tell Nacho what to do. So I think it's certain the timing was his own idea. Well, if anything, you just threw Nacho under the bus because you just basically pointed out that Nacho did it intentionally. This is a textbook social media campaign. But the problem is there doesn't seem to be anything for sale. So they're saying, it was a business move. It wasn't done with malice. It didn't overshadow anything. Well, you know what? For that, I'm going to agree. You're correct. You did not overshadow anything. But it's not like you didn't try. And it's not like you haven't done this before. I've shown you guys a few examples previously in other videos about when they tried to overshadow. So I want to remind you guys about some of these. Now, remember, these are supposedly just a coincidence, and they're not in any particular order. Here we go. Prince Charles was on a tour in 2016 in Omar, and the tour was completely overshadowed because right then was when Harry decided to put out a statement about his then girlfriend warning the press to leave her alone. You have the time that William and Catherine were in Pakistan on a very important tour, and it was during the tour that Harry and Meghan decided to release an interview done while they were on their African tour weeks earlier to coincide with the Pakistan tour, where they talked about how unhappy they were. You have Princess Eugenie's wedding to Jack, when Meghan decided that would be a good time to tell everybody she was pregnant and take over all the attention from the bride. You have the time that Camilla was launching the Women of the World Festival, and she was giving a very important speech on domestic violence. And it was at this time that Harry and Meghan released the pictures of Meghan at the National Theater to overshadow what Camilla was doing. Decided to announce Megxit around the time of Catherine's birthday. Harry and Meghan did the Oprah interview, and they made sure that it was broadcast to coincide with the Queen's Commonwealth address. Catherine and William were going around for Mental Health Awareness Week, and that same week was when Harry decided to appear on the Dax Shepard podcast and talk about his pain. Harry did the James Corden bus interview and made sure that it aired at the same time Queen giving a speech about the importance of vaccines. The day that William and Catherine touched down in the United States, Meghan decides to release a picture of Archie's face taken from a phone call. Then, during the ensuing 3 days while William and Catherine are touring, they decided that would be a good time to drop the trailer for the Netflix docuseries, the first one. Now, William and Catherine continued on with their tour, and then the next thing you know, Harry and Meghan are dropping the Invictus Games promo. It just continued. It was on Princess Eugenie's birthday that Harry announced that he was going to work for Better Up. In June, William had his 38th birthday, and Harry and Meghan decided to release pictures of them visiting an LA bakery for ex-gang members. They've never gone back, by the way. Catherine launched her baby bank initiative on August 4th, and right after that, Fast Company published their piece by Harry about the evils of social media. In November, Catherine revealed the results of her landmark early childhood project, and all the news associated it would be undertaking, were released that week. So, of course, Meghan decides to release her piece about the myth carriage that we've heard 3 different versions of. Then in December, William and Catherine took the kids for their very first red carpet event. And so, of course, Harry and Meghan announced they signed their deal with Spotify. How about in May of 2019 when Harry and Meghan decided to release unseen images of their wedding on the same day that Kensington Palace decided to announce the reveal that Catherine was designing a garden for the Chelsea Flower Show, and they released pictures of Catherine at the flower show? How about when Harry and Meghan just happened to be papped getting on a seaplane when they were in Canada, and they were posted the day before William and Catherine's first engagement of the year? Catherine announced when her book was coming out, so it was inevitable that Meghan made sure her book came out 3 days earlier, approximately. On the night of the Queen's 96th birthday, Harry gave an interview to Hoda where he said some very interesting things. On the day that they put up the picture of the Queen ahead of her annual Christmas speech, this is the day that Harry and Meghan decided to release a Christmas card that showed the faces of their kids for the first time. The day before Catherine's birthday was when Harry decided to sit down and do an interview for The Spare. On October 11th, as the official mourning period for the Queen came to an end, the royal family put out a picture of the new king and queen consort along with the heir apparent and his wife. Harry and Meghan then decided that they were going to release pictures from whatever the hell it was that they were doing while they were in the UK. And I think we all know that Lilibet's title was a revenge for being evicted from Frogmore. So, I get really upset when people go, well, couldn't Charles have picked a different birthday than Archie's? Well, why should he? Harry and Meghan have crapped all over the whole royal family on their birthdays. How about the Diana Awards, where Meghan released ARO right as William was walking up to the podium, overshadowing not only the Diana Awards and William, but Harry as well. So Meghan continues to attack try to overshadow. It's a pattern. We all know it's coming. The jars look ridiculous. The labels are still falling off. This one looks like it was done in a rush. But the royal family have warned Harry to stop the constant attacks. They have been praised for being united. And Harry still wants to reconcile with the family, but as long as he is allowing his wife, and she's the one doing it with his blessing, as long as he's allowing his wife to continue to attack the family and run around making money off their association with the royal family is going to continue without them. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button to help me with my algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And follow me on over to video 2 because we're going to continue. Let's go.